Welcome back. After Karnataka, the war over freebies has erupted here in the national capital. Amid the heat wave that has gripped the city, Delhi residents are likely to see their electricity bills increase by almost 10%. This after the Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission or the DERC's approval for power companies to hike their rates. As per the new power purchase adjustment charges, an additional of 9.42% will be levied on BSES Yamuna consumers. For the BSES Rajdhani consumers, an additional of 6.39% will be levied. Now, this expected hike is likely to affect the residents of South, West, Old and New Delhi. Most of the parts of the national capital will be affected. The DERC has said that the final decision on the hike will depend on the companies passing the burden to the end consumers. There's no confirmation on that so far. Many believe it's just a matter of time. This has triggered a fierce political war between the BJP and the ruling Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP has accused Kejriwal government of cheating the people of Delhi after promising freebies and winning elections. The Aam Aadmi Party has blamed the BJP, accusing it of forcing power-producing companies to buy coal at higher rates, even in the absence of a coal shortage. However, despite Delhi government's promises, the Aam Aadmi is likely to feel the pinch. So has the Aam Aadmi Party's freebie push, that entire narrative in some sense, backfired? Can it convince the voter that BJP is sabotaging the so-called welfare policies? We talk about that story on Brass Tacks.
वालों को ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि आज जो बिजली का बिल बढ़ रहा है दिल्ली में, उसके लिए सिर्फ और सिर्फ केंद्र सरकार जिम्मेदार है।
प्रधानमंत्री के मित्र बिना ड्यूटी दिए इंडिया में लेकर आए और जिस पर निर्देश दिया गया कि ये कोयला यूज किया जाएगा सब डिस्कॉम्स द्वारा, तो ये इंपोर्टेड कोयले की वजह से सरचार्ज बढ़ाया गया है।
2022 में जून में ये पावर परचेज एग्रीमेंट कमीशन बढ़ाने के बाद ठंडी में नहीं घटाया, और नहीं घटाया ये तो अभी बोझ झेल ही रहे हैं, आपने फिर से उसको बढ़ा दिया।
इन अपने कुकर्मों का ऑडिट क्यों नहीं कराया? नंबर 1 पूछना चाहते हैं, आपने पावर परचेज एग्रीमेंट कमीशन के नाम से तो 3904,000 के करीब करोड़ रुपया जनता का ठग लिया।
Well, power tariffs has always been a politicized issue in the politics of the national capital right from 1999 up till the politics of 2023. But the manner in which it has been mainstream, especially after the Aam Aadmi Party came to power, that is clearly unprecedented in many ways. And when the power tariffs are going up, questions are being asked. Is this merely about BJP versus the Aam Aadmi Party, or more importantly, it's about the end consumers like me who stay in the national capital and lakhs of other people who pay their electricity bills? Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal, the leader of the BJP, Anika Mehrotra, who is the spokesperson of the Congress party, Akshay Marathe from the Aam Aadmi Party is also joining us on the broadcast. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Akshay, I'm sure you're aware that there is an intricate math involved when the power tariffs are hiked. The fact that BSES takes a certain call and whether that's passed on to the end consumer or not also depends on if there are any subsidies which are being rolled out by the central government or the state government. The fact that Delhi consumers are going to feel this pinch, can't the government come to their rescue? Subsidy is something that the Aam Aadmi Party had earlier promised.
Anusha, that's a very good question. And I think let's begin at the subsidy question.
Sure.
The Aam Aadmi Party has consistently, for the last few years, been giving a 200-unit subsidy to every consumer in Delhi. So approximately 70 to 80% of all Delhi's consumers receive a zero Bijli bill throughout the year. And in the summer months, that number goes down a little bit. So even after this DERC order allowing some power companies to hike PPAC, which is the Power Purchase Adjustment Charge. Even after this order, the Delhi government subsidy will continue to provide zero electricity bills to all of those people who were receiving it earlier as well. However, the problem is that Delhi government will now have to foot that additional bill, which is being levied as a result of this new order. And today, what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying very clearly is that the reason that the DERC had to allow these power companies to hike the PPAC by 10% or so is because the central government has forced India to buy imported blended coal. You see, India has always had coal mines. We have always had a very steady supply of coal. And that coal costs about 2,000 rupees a ton, whereas the imported coal costs more than 10 times of the Indian coal. So if you're going to force the electricity companies to purchase coal from abroad, you're going to force electricity companies to purchase expensive natural gas.
You are portraying this situation as if something has happened in the last 2 to 3 years that has led to the situation. The fact that that the coal prices have been, significantly going up, or the fact that the imported coal and the consumption of imported coal was increasing in the country, that should also be read with the fact that various, discoms here in the national capital are not having a good time managing their math and their numbers. The losses that they are incurring are huge. They run into hundreds of crores. And in fact, there have been demands by them that there should be a revision in the power tariff, something that the Delhi government has resisted. So this situation has existed for a while now.
See, there are two different parts of this.
Yeah.
One is the cost of power. Like, let's say you are paying 100 rupees for your electricity. 80 rupees from that 100 rupees comes from the cost of purchasing the power. And in Delhi, the 3 discoms purchase power from NTPC, which is a central government run power generation company. And that NTPC company, unfortunately, is being forced to buy the expensive coal. So let's assume that there is some issue with the distribution companies, but the crisis currently in India is at the point of power generation because the coal that we are purchasing is so expensive. And this is not a problem that only Delhi is going to face. All the distribution companies around the country are being forced to buy expensive power from the central government.
You've made a point. You've made a pointed point.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Just one point.
Yeah.
This is because they are insisting we buy expensive imported coal from abroad because we think that they have some kind of arrangement with those importing companies.
That's a sharp question to the BJP, Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal. This is a direct allegation on the central government. They're not responsible, they're saying. You are buying expensive imported coal, and there are power generation companies in this country like the NTPC which are being forced to hike the rates, and that's why the Delhi government has to accept the price rise.
Anusha, good evening. Good evening to Onika ji. Good to see you after a while. And
thank you.
Namaskar to Akshay. Going good. I'm very surprised that a young lad as Akshay hasn't studied the power tariff and the power tariff system and the mechanism. And he did make his points, but those points are just mere political points and they're allegations. Let me take everyone through this, and I wish the audiences also understand that power hike in a state is a matter of tariff determination for the state government. That is first part. State government acts on the behalf of the people and understands what's best for the people of the state and handles the internal organizations, just like the discoms, which is a discom is a power distribution company. And it has nothing to do with coal and other things and all that, because power determination, tariff determination has to be is a regulatory function. And there are many loopholes to the entire story. Now, I'll tell you, one of the loopholes that is there is that the entire PPC has to be vetted by the state government and the relevant bodies from time to time. And you also understand that there is a legal concept of truing up. It's called truing up. It's a legal concept. Truing up is basically review of power consumption versus budgeting versus taxation versus cess and other stuff, tariff determination every year. And if there is an issue in truing up every year, then the state government is responsible for actually bringing it to the attention for all parties and multi-stakeholder environment to actually keep a control on that and take rectification measures, which clearly is shown that it's not happening. Now, let me take us not too far back. Let me take us 2 years back. 1st October 2021, 7% has been levied on energy and fixed charges, surcharge. No answer for that. Adjustment charges of PPAC, 20.69%, 20.70% is a very, very, very significant.
Right.
And I'm saying this from a precedence. I'm saying this from law. I'm saying it from a public interest perspective. 20% hike is levied on energy and fixed charges with effect from 10th June 2022.
Yes.
I think it is mind-blowing. And this time around, it's 8%. It is mind-blowing. The clear intention of the Aam Aadmi Party is that we speak a lot. We will speak a lot. We'll be very nice people. Our chief coordinator, patron, president of the party will go around in 600,000 rupee worth of chappals, but will travel in 40 lakh worth of cars. But we will not talk of public interest determination at all when it comes to doling out things and when it comes to receiving the same money one way or the other.
All right.
Will the Aam Aadmi Party, Anusha, will the Aam Aadmi Party deny the fact?
One second. Yeah.
One second. Will the Aam Aadmi Party deny the fact that in totality, this particular hike is to garner more than 700 crores, which is due towards the pension of the Delhi Jal Board employees, which the state government has not been paying for a very long time.
Before there's a response from Akshay, I want to bring in Anika ji also into the discussion. Anika ji, interestingly, the Congress party was also questioned for their freebie politics. Many accuse that the Congress party has borrowed this model from the Aam Aadmi Party. Look, it's failing in Delhi. That's what you're arguing here. But you have promised this in other states like Karnataka. But let's stick to Delhi. Do you believe that for the recent decisions that have been taken, it's the Aam Aadmi Party responsible or for the BJP? Politically, Congress doesn't like both of them. But I'm wondering which side Congress is going to pick and choose this time.
Anusha, actually, people have stopped being enamored by Kejriwalji because a lack of fulfilling his promises. That's the problem. Those days, remember, the scenes were so vivid, climbing on the electricity pole, getting the electricity connected, and such an hue and cry about the faulty meters, about Sheila ji being favoring the private people and how she's giving them a huge amount. Look what they're doing. They rightly said they put surcharges and quite about it. You see, people are now fed up. They were expecting a person. You give freebies, it's okay. It's a welfare state. We need to have certain kind of, a kind of help towards the lower middle income group or whosoever needs it. No doubt about it. But stick to what you've said. So people are now refusing to believe because, they love to beat around the bush and pretend that they are the honest ones, and it's because of central government or so and so or the LG. You never know, they'll drag the LG also into it. So they have this habit. Instead of coming up and actually speaking up with the central government or clearing the issue, they will go about quoting different things. The point here is that they have not kept their promises. 200 meters Bijli free, okay, fair enough. But what happens to the others who are using it? They have categorically said in winters and summers it varies. But in the winters, did they reduce the charge? No, they didn't. But they continued with the same charges. And now in the summers, when it's about to end, they come up with a hike. So it's
Akshay, is there a surcharge that has been levied by the present government in Delhi for generating about 700 crore rupees, as the BJP argues?
So both.
Akshay, I want Akshay to come into the discussion. Yes, Akshay. Yeah.
If I heard Mr. Agarwal correctly, I was amazed because he said that the price of coal has nothing to do with the price of power. That is like saying the price of chai has nothing to do with the price of milk. That's so irrational and so illogical that I can only express my amusement. But let me quote some figures for you. The DRC is the body that approves the approves the power purchase rates. The DRC has approved that Delhi power distribution companies will buy power at 3.16 rupees per kilowatt hour. But instead, NTPC Aravali is charging us 4.5 rupees. Now, when you have that kind of difference between the pre-existing or agreed upon rates and what actual rates are being charged, that is why the Electricity Regulatory Commission had to increase the PPAC, which is a small component of the entire power bill. It is not the entire power bill. So all we are saying is that when the agreed upon rates are not being given to us by the central government, are we incorrect in saying that the central government should stop purchasing expensive coal from abroad and use Indian coal? I want to ask the BJP today, what is the problem in using domestic coal mines, using domestic coal production to actually make power cheaper in the country? Why are they hell-bent on buying expensive power from abroad? Can Mr. Agarwal answer that question?
But Akshay,
Yes,
this is one second. Akshay, this is also like the entire politics of the BJP that the Aam Aadmi Party calls them out for. That whenever there's something wrong that happens, they blame the opposition party, but never answer the question on the merits of it. Doesn't that hold true for you today? The consumers of Delhi are asking, we elected you to power. We want to know from you that why the tariff rates are being increased, because this is the promise you made to the electorate that we will provide you cheap electricity in the national capital. So that question can't be ducked to the BJP.
Anusha, no, I am not ducking that question at all. Anusha, we started this debate where I categorically said that this power tariff hike has nothing to do with the 200 units of free power. The 200 units of free power continues. The Delhi government continues to foot the bill for that. We are assuring the people of Delhi that your power bills are not going to go up by even 1 rupee if you are under the 200
Yeah, but that's vote bank.
All right, Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal, a quick response from you, and then I'll bring in Monica as well. Mr. Vaibhav Agarwal.
The beauty of this is that my worthy younger brother, Akshay, I just pointed it out that, why would anyone say something without information? PPAC is not a small part of the entire power tariff. It determines the entire power tariff because that's where your purchase cost comes from. Okay, the taxes, etc., are only levied on top of it. So that's like playing cricket without a cricket ball. So very funny. So let me bring this forth. When Akshay or Aam Aadmi Party talks about DERC is bound by Electricity Act 2003. It's a quasi-judicial body. Section 108 is of the Electricity Act. I don't know if Aam Aadmi Party or anyone else in Aam Aadmi Party knows about it. I'm going to read 2 lines from it. Section 108 Electricity Act 2003. It functions. The State Commission shall be guided by such acts of directions in matters of policy while discharging their duty involving public interest as the state government may give it to in writing. Point number 1. Point number 2, if any question arises as to whether any such direction relates to a matter of policy involving public interest, the decision of the state government thereon shall be filed. Now this clearly states that the state government is not interested to run a welfare state. The state government is only interested to do haathi ke daant dikhane ke aur khane ke aur. The state government is only interested to do talking and no action on the ground and wants to make people a fool. People of Delhi aren't fools, let me tell you that. And you should not pay vote bank politics.
I have last 30 seconds. Akshay, a quick response from you as I end this debate. Akshay, a quick response from you. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Why is the BJP purchasing expensive coal from abroad? The reason is that their friends, Mr. Adani, runs coal mines abroad. And the BJP wants to benefit Mr. Adani. Mr. Adani runs coal mines abroad and the BJP wants to purchase this expensive coal from Adani's coal mines abroad. That's the simple answer. I was hoping Mr. Agarwal would clarify this for us. That what is that connection between foreign coal exporters and the Bharatiya Janata Party?
All I can say is 2 points. One politically, I believe it's the Aam Aadmi Party which should be held accountable because people voted for Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital. And secondly, the extraction of coal from the coal mines in India is a far more complicated subject than to be reduced to political bickering. I thank all my guests for joining us on the broadcast. But that's the debate going on between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. With that, it's a wrap on this edition. Thank you for watching.